Coming up today on This Is True Really News, notes home from teachers. If you've ever wondered what kids in school do, I've got some goodies for you.
You know, it took me a long time to forget what I did when I was in school.
Right?
If you bring back any memories.
I can't help it if I do, man. You're just going to have to buckle up. Pull on your pants.
My whole job in school was to be invisible in my head.
Do what I do. Jump into your pants, both legs at once.
That's going to turn out bad at some point.
For both of us.
I'm not jumping into your pants while you are, so...
Yeah. What about my tights? My booties? Where's my cape?
You're Batman?
Wow, no, that's a reference to Tone Fob and Scott Lark, radio superhero. You know, what we ought to do is I have the original script.
No.
And we should just redo them.
No.
We should just redo them. Yeah. Hey, it could get us a pizza sponsorship.
Possible.
Like it did the last time.
It did. I think that was more out of pity, but okay.
That was Gary's pizza. Oh, yeah, you're right. It was Gary's Pizza. Anyway, if you like this kind of baloney...
I think the idea was maybe if I sponsored, they'll quit.
Yes.
They've achieved their goal.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm sorry I interrupted you.
It's okay. Here's the deal. If you like this stuff, like, subscribe, and follow. If you don't like this stuff, like, subscribe, and follow, doggone it. We need the help. Leave comments wherever you find us. And if you have something longer you'd like us to see or share, send it to TITR@netradio.network.
This is True, Really News with Scott Combs and Tony Vercanis. All the news you're about to hear is true.
Really?
As far as you know.
Well, what do you want? I reckon I should probably do a story, but I can't tell which one I should do.
You want me to help?
Yeah, do you want the first story or the second story?
Oh, let me think. Go with the first. No, the second. Wait a minute. I haven't gone yet.
A California man who tried to evade arrest. That was not nice, you rascally zebra. Lucky I like his hair. A California man who tried to evade arrest by jumping into a lake with an underwater scooter has pled guilty to fraud, money laundering, and witness tampering in connection with a $35 million investment fraud scheme, according to federal prosecutors. Mr. Combs.
Is it possible that he was charged with frog after jumping into the...
No. Dude, you don't get it, do you? The authorities, when you're trying to get away from them, when they're there to arrest you...
Yeah.
When they're putting on their vests,
yeah,
they put their sense of humor in the trunk. Prosecutors say that between 2015, maybe you won't twitch. Best line from Sonny Crockett ever. Prosecutors say that between 2015 and 2020, Matthew Piercy of Shasta County solicited investor funds and used the money for various personal and business expenses, including the purchase of 2 residential properties. Why am I seeing a picture of Bernie Sanders in my head? He's not 48, and this guy is. He paid back to investors about $8.8 million of the $35 million invested.
Oh, my.
A statement released by the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Eastern District of California. Wow, California did something prosecutorial. Huh. When agents tried to arrest him in November of 2020, Piercy led them on a car chase before dumping his vehicle and fleeing into frigid Lake Shasta with what was later identified as get this out now, a Yamaha 350 Li underwater submersible device.
Well, we know where some of that money went.
I guess it bought a Yamaha 350 Li underwater submersible device, is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Federal prosecutors wrote in court documents that he was a flight risk since Piercy spent some time out of sight underwater where law enforcement could see but bubbles. I'm sorry, could see only bubbles.
That's not so much a flight risk as a dunking risk.
Yeah. He emerged from the lake about 20 minutes later and was arrested, which I'm guessing was the amount of air he had. because as near as I can tell, he doesn't have gills.
The right.
And believe me, at 48, if you don't have gills by then,
It's not happening, probably.
so he lasted 20 minutes and was, oddly enough, arrested. The underwater device was a sea scooter, or a motorized device that pulls users underwater at speeds of about 4 miles an hour.
It's another one of them slow speed
I'm guessing
chases.
Riley Gaines would have caught him in 50 meters. Piercy tried to dissuade investigators and witnesses from responding to grand jury subpoenas. Well, that's not good. That's
jury tampering.
Well, that was part of what they arrested him for. And after he was arrested, he used coded communications from jail to direct two individuals.
To harm somebody?
No, to dispose of a U-Haul storage locker he had rented. Because federal authorities would never find that. An FBI search of the locker. Oh, they found it. Found, what an odd collection. They found a wig, 31,000 Swiss francs. So he had a wig and basically $37,000 in there.
How many Swiss francs?
31,000.
Did he get any Swiss Francises? Or, a Swiss Joe or
I
Sam?
hate my life. Piercy faces
Just feeding those guys is just ridiculously expensive.
At least if you got a Francis, he might, help you with the cooking. No. Piercy faces a maximum penalty of 20 years in prison for each wire fraud, mail fraud, witness tampering, and money laundering count. 20, 40. That's about 80 if all goes according to plan. It's California, though.
What about kidnapping the Swiss francs? He said, continuing the metaphorical aforementioned thing.
Yes, he's like a dog with a bone. His trial is coming up in September.
Okay, kids, buckle up. Here's what your
The
children...
moment we've all sort of been waiting for.
Here's what your children are doing at school.
Oh, boy. Hang on. Wait, I don't have any kids in school. Okay, go ahead.
You have grandchildren in school.
Yes, but they're upright citizens, I'm hoping.
Uh-huh.
Not like their uncle.
While working on hyperboles, I called on your child
Sorry, Eric, I apologize.
to complete a sentence with an exaggeration. The sentence was, the hamster is as fat as blank.
Uh-oh.
I called on your child.
Wait a minute. We're body shaming hamsters? Where's the ASPCA when you need them?
Hang on, it gets worse. The hamster is as fat as blank. I called on your daughter, and she said, your mama. It's an inappropriate response for class.
Maybe the girl's mama is overweight.
Well, maybe the teacher's mama's overweight.
Well, that's probably a given with this kind of overreaction. I found it kind of funny, but go ahead. Disrespectful, but funny.
Okay, here's the note. Not the best day back. Lillian had to spend a little time alone at lunch after telling a boy she was going to punch him in the nuts. We decided she needs to come up with a better solution when people upset her. You, the one with the curly hair.
Kicking?
I'm thinking some boys need to get caught in the junk. It might slow them down a bit.
It does one of two things.
Yep.
And the best outcome is still that they got... it makes for a funny video.
Yes.
And two, it might make a stupidosaurus
less stupid.
Well, at least he'd think twice before being that stupid again.
Yeah, don't pick on girls, you dink. Here's a note. Young child was drawing butts during math instead of his actual assignment.
I thought you wrote butt, B-U-T.
Yeah, no. I'm looking at the drawing
butts. Now. Gluteus and Maximus.
Oh, and these were Maximus gluteuses. He told me not to tell Nana. He grabbed the paper and tried to crumble it up. Once he gave it back to me, He told me, I only drew 2 butts. He also announced that, hey, I draw butts, and showed the class.
How old was he?
I can't be very old. I'm looking at the butts.
I'm guessing 3rd or 4th.
I like big
Maybe.
butts, and I cannot lie.
Nope, he'd have to be older.
Stick a chicken needle in my eye.
Next.
Let's see. It was an assignment. Write 10 compound words.
Mm-hmm.
Terry wrote shithead as one of his compound words.
Technically,
It is a compound word.
One would think that he might have, a better vocabulary than a sailor, but okay.
Perhaps a Scheißkopf.
I'm just teasing, okay? Which is the same thing. It's just a compound word in German.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Everyone relax. I do love that.
So we're raising children with 0 filters, is what you're saying.
Oh yeah. Actually, there was one where I didn't use it, but the little gal note went home. She wrote a very long poem, and it was very well done. The rhymes were good. The iambic pentameter was good, but they decided they would try next week for one with less potty language.
See,
They're learning that at home, by the way.
I was stunned watching Family Feud of all things.
Okay.
And whenever Steve Harvey talked to the 3 girls in the one family,
yep.
Whenever he was never Steve, he was always Mr. Harvey.
Sure.
And the parents and their daughters, maybe it was 2 daughters, but the parents and the kids were a team. And I looked at the parents going, yeah.
Nice. Well done.
Well done.
Yeah. Call him Mr. Harvey, please.
Excellent. Anyway,
but I'm the one who tells all my nieces and nephews, don't call me Uncle Scott. Call me Scott. I prefer that. I don't need the honorarium. It doesn't matter to me.
See, I want to hear Grandpa.
Grandpa is a different issue. I wouldn't mind being called Grandpa.
Grandpa's okay.
Yeah.
My sister-in-law, by the way, has finally given up the ghost, and it's okay with calling her a great aunt now.
Oh, really?
Not my sister, my sister-in-law.
Yes.
There were 2 holdouts. Michelle, on the other hand, went, are you kidding? You bet. I am a great aunt.
I'm terrific. Just ask me.
Detectives. This is the other police. Oh, I'm sorry. Were you done, son?
Oh, yes, I was done.
And detectives have recovered 4 diamond earrings from a suspected thief 2 weeks after the heist, cousin he swallowed the jewelry worth over 770 grand during his arrest.
Yuck.
Earrings.
Yeah.
Do you know what earrings have besides the diamonds? They have metal parts that poke through a little hole in the ear.
Yeah.
The man who was detained in, guess what state? Florida.
Oh, I was going to say seated, standing.
What state?
Yeah.
Get away from me. The man detained in Florida had told staff at a Tiffany & Company store that he was interested in buying earrings and a diamond ring on behalf of a Orlando Magic ball player. He was escorted duly to the VIP room where he could view the jewelry. But no. However,
Feeling a bit peckish.
a short time later, he jumped out of it. Oh, no, wait for it.
Okay.
A short time later, he jumped out of his chair, grabbed the jewelry, and forced his way out the door. According to the Orlando PD, officers obtained the license plate of the suspect's car through shopping center security footage because, well, they have cameras.
Everybody has cameras in public.
Yeah, so they tracked the vehicle. He was pulled over for driving without rear lights in Washington County, 340 miles away, so he got a ways.
He did.
In said police car, an officer heard the suspect say, I should have thrown him out the window. And at the Washington County Jail, he asked staff, am I going to be charged with what's in my stomach? This is actually on the arrest report, so
he is
somewhere,
just not
somewhere
the brightest
between I
bulb
should have
in-
thrown him out the window to, am I going to be charged with?
Why didn't he just confess?
Yeah. They got some of the 4, they got some back quickly.
Okay.
The others took longer. 2 weeks. He was transferred to a hospital.
Encapsulated.
Here's a job. Transferred to the hospital where detectives monitored him as they waited to collect the remaining evidence. What'd you do today at work, Dad? Don't ask.
Just my yuck.
Yeah. Because there was 13 days of nothing.
They were time released is what they were.
The 4 stolen earrings valued in the UK at $596,000, although why they're telling me that when he was detained in Florida, or 596,000 pounds.
Okay.
Which is $770,000.
Okay.
Maybe we should just print more money. That'll make it better.
Exactly.
Match the serial numbers. Oh, drat. He couldn't have said, well, no, I swallowed these somewhere else. These aren't. No, they have expensive things can be identified. The ones that came out of him came out of the Tiffany store. They could tell because of the serial numbers.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to have an interesting time in jail, I think.
Well, I'm just thinking the other inmates are going to be going, you got anything else? Hold him down. Let's watch. Moron robbers. Robbermorons.
M-O-R-E space O-N?
Right.
Or M-O-R-O-N?
You judge. Royal Bank of Scotland, 1975. Trio of robbers got tangled up in the revolving door.
M-O-R-O-N.
After the bank staff helped them out, they left, but could not resist for long and returned again to rob the bank.
See, they left, as robbers are wont to do when you've helped them out of a tight spot.
Only no one believed him. When the leader of the robbery trio jumped on the cash register to get the money, he broke his leg. Hang on. At this point, his friends tried to run, but were again blocked by the revolving door. We got the Marx Brothers.
Did they ask for a hard-boiled egg?
In the middle of everything, the one guy started playing harp. Some bank robbers in Hampton, Britain, started off the heist on a good foot. They took the money, left the bank, and did not harm anyone. They were doing pretty well.
That's a start.
Till they collided with the police car.
That's an end.
In Columbus, when a couple at first the cop was just going after him for speeding. Then he looked in the car and went, oh no. In Columbus, when a couple was robbed by a trio of thieves, why is it always three, who fled with their belongings, they had no idea they would come again face to face with one of the thieves in no time.
Time, you say?
In no time. The girl had not even come out of the shock of the robbery when a man walked up to her and asked for a date. Lucky for the girl, she could recognize the man as one of the thieves.
What? Otherwise, she'd have said yes?
Yeah, right. And asked her relative to call the police. Thief was soon arrested. And finally.
Okay.
In Brawley, California, some
Sherlock Holmes would have the case of the revolving door.
Oh, he would. He would. Well, in the case of the, how would he do the whole date thing?
That's just a tangent at the end.
I suppose. In Brawley,
that's just some extra stupid piled on top of a whole lot. Actually, Sherlock wouldn't take the case because he goes, just put up more revolving doors. You'll catch them pretty soon.
In Brawley, California, some enterprising thieves, like the revolving door in Blazing Saddles. No, not the revolving door. They put the toll booth in the middle of the desert.
Yep.
Somebody go back and get a bunch of dimes. In Brawley, California, some enterprising thieves stole all the car batteries from the cars in the apartment complex on Saturday night.
Just the batteries.
Just the batteries.
Of course.
Sunday, right about noon.
Well, because they were done with church.
Yeah, there were some guys going door to door.
Selling?
Same complex. Selling used batteries.
Car batteries?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
They sold 2 or 3 before the cops were called to arrest them.
That's quite a galinky dink.
Everybody got their battery back from the back of the thieves' pickup truck.
I'm sticking with MORON.
You talking about me?
Nope. No. I would never say that about you.
Let me try your shoes on and see.
I don't know. He was funny when I first met him.
I'm funny now, damn it.
Not that kind of funny. He didn't get to the funny strange till later. How was I supposed to know? She married him.
You don't need me for this part, do you?
No, I have Marty, the asparagus, and my friend, the zebra with the white hair.
This is true, really news. Send email to TITR@netradio.network.